Hi, my name is Tommy Nevue, and I wanted to take some time to explain to you how I was taken advantage of by Family First Life and Integrity Marketing Group. I was recruited in 2021 by the Integrity Marketing Group under the name Family First Life, or also known as FFL, by two guys whose names are Lou and Eric, because I used to work with Eric in the auto industry as a manager of some rather large car dealership brands. I will leave out last names for now, but they are included in the lawsuit that was filed. I was in the auto industry making great money, but that came with very long hours and, of course, puts a heavy stress on my family due to needing to generally be working 6 days a week. There's not a lot of time off. The money's great, but you spend a lot of time in the stores because they're open 7 days a week. And I was a manager there, so I fit well into their model. FFL managers who knew me knew that I was a good manager of people and sought me out with promises of being able to make $20,000 to $50,000 a month, building a team of insurance agents under me. The first step was explained as getting licensed. So I needed to leave the auto industry, of course, and spend a lot of time getting set up and studying to pass the licensing courses and the exam for Massachusetts and Connecticut. I was shown screenshots of job postings they made, looking for someone with the same qualifications that I had and how it would be a direct success for me, with large pay structures starting around $20,000 and going up to $50,000 a month. There was also some discussion of what Eric was making in the $150,000 to $200,000 a month range, and that he was going to sell one of his agencies for a couple $1,000,000. I think it was close to like 1.5 or 1.7 million is what it was worth after only 2 years of being open. I was currently making pretty good money in the car business, so this resonated really well with me as directly correlated for me to be able to move from the car business into the insurance industry. It was heavily explained how much more time I'd get back with my family. You're off on weekends, and that really resonated with me because I've got 3 children that I didn't get to see as often as I would have liked to. It took many months to get my licensing in place, mostly because of the time frame it took to get it back from the state. I was assigned a mentor, which was Lou, who sat me down in his office to explain a second opportunity. I told him the licensing was taking way too long. I have kids and I needed to start making money, or I would need to return to the auto industry as soon as possible so that I could bring money into my household. Lou explained what he was doing and how he could help me earn money right now. He told me I would need to join with him in the solar company like most of the rest of the workers did that were in his office. He explained the solar company was called Sunrun, and that they would hire me instantly with his recommendation and pay me $5,000 for 2 weeks of training to become a solar sales rep. Many of the reps in the office confirmed that they also joined and were in the training and had received or would receive the money very soon. He went on to explain that he had joined there himself because the roles really do go very well hand in hand. Sunrun spent lots and lots of money in marketing and getting their reps into houses. So when he was getting into the houses for those solar appointments, he would pitch life insurance to these clients as well. Also, when he was in a house for insurance through the Integrity Marketing Group's purchase leads, he would try to sell solar as well. Kind of a double-edged sword, double sales pitch. He explained how much money you could make, but did not want anyone to tell the solar company what was happening with the insurance company. It was a very hush-hush thing. The FFL company didn't care because they were getting business on the back of the solar company's advertising. They did know about it though. I fell in line and I was hired by Sunrun right away after one interview, and at the same time that I was getting my insurance license, I was doing both. Once I received my license, I was assigned to work under that insurance policies on myself. He explained it as, you can't be telling people to buy something that's this important if you wouldn't buy life insurance for yourself. So I was required to buy 2 policies for approximately $2,500 each on myself. One was around $300,000 and one was around $500,000 in life insurance coverage. I wasn't aware of how that worked, but my mentor was paid the full amount of both of those policies within a few days into his own account. He then required I take out my phone and provide all of my self-generated leads. Basically what he had me do is call my friends and family members with him there and let them know that I'm working with this really great insurance company and I'm able to get them the best rates on life insurance and start making appointments to sell policies to my friends and family, because those are the easiest people that are going to trust you, where you can go right away and start building a book of business. Then came the big scam where they required me to buy leads only from the Integrity Marketing Group, nobody else. So Integrity Marketing Group and or FFL company has a website. That's the only place you can go to buy leads when you're working there. The explanation that they are vetted to not have been resold to me and previously called or spoken to was all a lie. During the first week, they wanted me to spend $2,500 on leads, and more preferably, I could afford to do more. That's what I should do. The more you have, the better, which these leads range from $12 all the way up to $40 from my experience. The process was to buy the leads in an area from Integrity Marketing Group website, then to call them all, set appointments to meet with them, and sell them a policy. They would make sure all reps knew the cheaper leads were older and likely less likely to buy a policy. So the conversion percentages were much lower. So we needed to buy the most expensive leads in order to get off to like a great start when you're new. It's super important is how it was explained to me. The issue was in calling these people, I would hear a lot of responses like, I'm on the DNC list, or they might say, I already bought from your company last month or months ago. And I would sometimes get an appointment, but I found it strange how once you bought the leads, their focus would completely change from training you on how to overcome lead objections on the phone to needing to buy more and more leads. It was a daily conversation of how many leads do you have? That's definitely not enough and you need more, and it would just go on and on every day, all the time. Sometimes Lou would even offer to sell the leads to us directly, meaning ones that he had already bought but said he wasn't able to get to because he was too busy running the office. But we quickly all learned that these were just leads that he had called and they had an answer, or they had already spoken with him and told him that they were not interested in some capacity, and he was just offloading the cost that he paid for them because he would do the same thing as what we did. By selling them to us for cash, it would just offset what he paid for those leads. The leads they provided were very expensive, and when you spend $30, it's super, super disheartening. You feel like you threw $35 in the trash, and then you times that by hundreds of leads that you had that happen on. It's a lot of money. Now, I will say once in a while you would get someone that I would classify as much older. A lot of times they weren't people who would even pass a physical, or they're in a wheelchair. And these people, you were going to be able to get into a policy, but it's pretty expensive and usually outside of their fixed income budget. Some leads would eventually convert into policies, just based on simple math. We would convert some of these people. So moving on to when someone actually bought a policy from Family First Life, I came to find out that Family First Life wasn't actually even an insurance company. I'm not sure how they can even put insurance in their name, but they would have us log into actual insurance carriers' portals to sell their policies, and generally and almost always it was Americo. So Americo was the insurance policy provider, and the customers for sure thought we as FFL were the insurance company based on how these appointments are set with the word tracking they have us use when we're reading them the information. Now, when a policy was sold with Americo, hypothetically, for example, say it was a $2,000 annual premium to the solar company as well, he kept poaching the employees of Sunrun to come work at Family to see what was happening. I spoke to the managers of that solar branch and told them what I was seeing. They quickly removed that mentor from Sunrun, but then he would just send in other workers to get them hired for the $5,000 training pay and make sure they didn't say anything, and they would do the same thing in bringing in the leads over to the Family First Life office. Immediately following this, and me telling the mentor what I thought they were doing was very wrong, I got notified that my own insurance policies that I had bought were canceled and charged back and locked out of my account with Family First Life. Literally the back for their policy on that day. I don't know how they could even do this because it's not like I wrote the policy with them. It's through another company, but because he has access to it, he was able to go in and cancel the policy. My plan was to move into another insurance company at that point and just write this company off as a total loss. I wanted to go to a reputable company, someone that wasn't doing what these people were doing. But they put a block on my insurance license and wouldn't release it without me paying them. So the policies were canceled, and I was essentially unable to do any more work with them. So as far as I'm concerned, Family First Life is a total sham and scam. Everything they do, from how they recruit and hire to their job ads, their lead sources, all the way to lying on client applications. I have reached out to the state to file a complaint paperwork, and I have drafted a lawsuit against them. I hope this information saves the next person the tens of thousands in damages, time, and reputation that I have since lost. Since writing this post, though, I had received the chargebacks, but because of it, my insurance producer's license was non-renewed. And then I got notification from the solar company that they were not going to allow anyone who worked with this insurance company, Family First Life, Integrity Marketing Group, anyone who had an association with that company, they were not going to allow them to work in the solar company, so I couldn't work with them either.